Welcome everyone to Semi-Auto Pistols Part 1. I had to split this up into 3 separate parts. The reason, of course, being is I had 3 hours of footage to go through, and I didn't want to just post the entire thing because, well, no one wants to just sit there and watch a whole 3-hour video. Not that it really helps that I have a 1-hour video, but, well, here we are. Put this on in the background and have a listen while you do other things, maybe take care of chores, or maybe play some games, what have you. At the very least, you can put this on for the background. I don't recommend watching the entire thing all the way through just by itself, just because there really isn't much to be said. But if at all you do, I suppose thank you. As always, leave a like if you enjoyed this, subscribe to me if you want to see more of this. Also, put down in the comments, do you guys want to see me talk about the new Take and Hold level Anton is making? Because I've been very interested in it, and I'm still debating whether or not to do a video on it, just looking through what Anton has, because I am very excited to see what's going on, but do you guys want to see it? Anyways, enjoy the video, and as always, stay safe out there. So, let's talk about...
I make no promises.
None of us have, my friend. None of us have. So, we are going to start off real quick with the ASP, this guy right here. So...
Okay, so we're not starting from, like, top fucking left corner.
No.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at that thing, and if it's what I think it is, good God, throw it in the...
No.
Make a new tier, put it in fucking... trash. Like
just
F
trash
is at least usable to bludgeon someone with. For what that first one looks like, I'm sorry if that's what if it's the Zip 22. I'm sorry, that thing is literally just a fucking fancy paperweight.
Thankfully,
I'm just glad we don't see that fucking bullpup pistol that they made a couple years ago. Thank God.
No.
Fuck off.
Have you guys seen the bullpup, the concept bullpup Glock that no one is ever going to make for any reason at all?
Yes, I have seen it, and
it's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, we are dealing with the ASP.
It made me want to get in Christian.
All right, so I will actually show what the ASP actually looks like. I will show this for everyone as well. So here is the ASP. This is a 9mm. It looks nice. It's 9mm. It's nothing terrible per se. I will actually show the stats here as well because I feel I should in general. So the most important things I will say to you lads though, and that it's a 7+1, has like most things a detachable magazine. I will say if it doesn't have a detachable magazine, but most of them do. So it's 7+1, everything's semi-auto.
So I was about to say, unless otherwise stated, it has a fucking standard magazine.
Yes. So That is the ASP. I will actually pull up the Wikipedia article right now. One of the things, I actually did a little bit of research on this because it is a bit of a strange gun. So real quick, the sight picture for me was a little bit weird. As it more so shows what's known as gutter snipe irons, if anyone has ever bothered with those at all. I don't think there's actually anything similar to gutter snipe iron sights, but the gutter snipe sights were a little bit weird, but after some time I was able to get a bit more used to it because I didn't exactly know how they worked. And it was super strange for me to end up rolling with. I got a little bit more experience into it, and it does work pretty well. But at the same time, it's like, for long-range shooting, it's not going to help you out too much. For the ASP, I went and put in a 3 out of 5 for the sight picture because it was a little difficult to work with, but at the very least, it was better than nothing. And it was a little weird, but I got used to it, thankfully. Has usual mag drop, slight release, and has very easy, simple 5 out of 5 reload rating. With reload speed, it was very quick at about 0.8 seconds, and an empty reload speed is a full second. So very, very quick reloads. The ASP is definitely, a good sort of pistol that at least works. And also, even being in 9mm, still has 7+1. One thing I did look into, though, some people that have played Call of Duty Black Ops, so anyone played COD Black Ops, I was not one of them, but they actually saw the ASP in-game, oddly enough, which I'm sure people might have not have used it, but it was actually in Black Ops, which is interesting. But the more important thing is that due to novelist John Gardner, he wanted to change up what James Bond used instead of the Walther PPK, which is this guy right here, he wanted something a little bit different. So what exactly would he use? And it turns out it was actually used in, for example, the 89 comic book Permission to Die. So the ASP, I think it actually changed out James Bond old PPK into the ASP. So this is actually now James Bond's new sidearm. So that's an interesting little thing. And looking at the stats, there isn't exactly anything remarkable. It's interesting, it's different, but it's not exactly show-stopping. That's my thought, at least.
Yeah, it's 9mm. It's 9mm, holds a total of 8 rounds. Like, it's nothing really. It's a gun.
Yeah, it's definitely a gun.
It's a gun.
It's a gun. It
like
works.
literally, I would call it basically C tier. You know.
Yeah, like most of these are definitely gonna be C tier. It's like there's nothing really remarkable about it, but there's nothing really special.
I mean, the only thing special about it is that windowed magwell, and even then, that provides you, and I quote, absolutely no tactical advantage whatsoever.
It does.
I mean, it can
but
if you're trying to look down at the gun to see how much ammo you have left, but in the middle of a firefight,
I mean,
you're not gonna look down at the fucking magwell.
Yeah, and most of the time you're just gonna reload anyways.
Yeah, I would say that being in the military, if you have a windowed magazine, it's definitely a lot better to look in that windowed magazine instead of either pulling the magazine out or pulling the slide back just slightly to see if there's actually a round in there. Because having a windowed magazine will let you know roughly how many rounds that you have in there and whether or not you need to reload anyway, in my personal opinion. So I wouldn't say it's a terrible gun to me because I personally haven't shot this one. But I feel like, and honestly, I don't really, I guess I would say vibe with the gutter snipe sight, because it just doesn't seem like a super accurate sight to me. I personally haven't used one, but that's just what I think.
From your training knowledge.
Yeah.
But yeah, in like my training and stuff, like if it's like super close quarters, this would be, as long as it's, a reliable gun, doesn't jam or anything. Also, if you keep it clean and everything, I feel like it would be a good little gun if the enemy gets too close or if you get desperate for it.
Yeah, I think that's mostly what the gutter snipe sights are mostly for, is more so just short range, quick target acquisition. It's just when you pull it out, you gotta get the sights lined up, and those are just gets you on target very quickly. You just line them up, and you're pretty much in the right ballpark. It's that simple, and that's I think what the gutter snipe sights were meant for. That's what they were designed for. But after that, there's really nothing much different about it. They're a weird sort of sight to work with, and being a first-time user, I didn't know too much about it in terms, how, like, where exactly it is in terms of target practice. Which, by the way, I shot at like about 20 meters or so. So, little bit of an issue there, but it wasn't exactly terrible to run with, I think, because I think I actually did run with it, if I'm not mistaken. But there's nothing entirely remarkable per se with it. It at the very least works. It's, like I said, it's nothing remarkable, but at the very least does work for what it's supposed to. And what it's supposed to is just quick target acquisition when you're in close quarters, which I've had before with, I believe, the Walther P38, which it worked for sure, don't get me wrong, but these would definitely do a slight bit better, but not too much that it gives you an advantage. So I'd say it's almost unanimous. It's probably going to be C tier.
Yeah, that's my vote, C tier.
Yeah, I would say C tier.
All right, so it's definitely a gun. It works well. It's different, but it's not enough.
It's a gun.
It's a gun, but it's not exactly any different than any other gun. So, next up, this is the Bergmann No.5.
I got some stories.
Boy.
I don't like it. It hurts my eyes.
It's an
It hurts my eyes. Oh god.
Like, I think like Wild
looks
West?
Like,
Question
it looks
mark?
like a C. It looks like a C96 with Down syndrome.
You're probably not.
I mean, you can bleep that out.
No. Don't not censor that. That shit was funny.
So, real quick, I will say the Bergmann 1896
on the roster.
The Bergmann 1896 was a little bit different per se. This is now the mag-fed version. It is in 76.
From what I remember, there were like a couple different models.
Yeah, and also they are in fact in, I believe, 8mm Bergmann, which definitely works. But the Bergmann
what?
the Bergmann No.5 I decided to look into actually was in 7.63 with 25 Mauser. And had a 10 and 20+1 capacity magazine. So it's actually two different mags. Reload speeds were pretty much the same. Reload rating is, well, see, side action reload rating is about a 5 and 4, so it is pretty okay.
Which, one thing about the Bergmans that I will give them credit for, let's say if you fire off 2 rounds, but you don't want to swap out a whole mag, you can actually just lock it back and push the bullets in from the top.
Yeah, that is also a thing that we're going to get into with the C96 here soon. And I think maybe a couple other guns. Some of those do have that capability of, being able to actually lock it back.
Yeah.
Properly, at least. Not everything, but some do have it. Some like the SKS doesn't, but the C96 does.
So, from what I personally know of the firearm, not a whole lot, I'll be honest. And my very limited experience with the gun is actually through Showdown when I use it, but that's no, I'm not gonna claim that as like some anecdotal evidence of it functions well. No, like sure it saved my life a couple times in that game, but that's about it. Yeah. But then again, dual wielding any semi-automatic pistol that's magazine fed, when you need to put bullets downrange today, like
that is definitely a way of doing it.
It's a gun.
It's a gun, and it works.
I mean, the only little advantage of that is that tiny little bits of reload that you can do every now and then.
Yeah,
and
thankfully
that's nowhere enough to push it up into B tier. Yeah. Again, it's a gun.
It's a gun.
It might be a little heavier.
If I had to use it, I would. It looks like it does have you can actually see how many rounds you have in it, which is nice. But at the same time, it being as old of a pistol it is, I can 100% guarantee you there's no cover on there to prevent dirt from getting in there.
Yep.
So I have no doubt that this thing probably jams from time to time.
Yes, more.
So me personally, I've actually never even seen this gun before. I've never worked with it, never seen it ever. If I had to use it, would I? Yeah, I would use it.
Because again, it's a gun.
If I find something better, I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, so my vote's for low C tier.
I would actually say D tier.
Honestly,
if I'm being honest, I'd say
in that
D
case,
tier.
like a high D tier.
I'd be willing to say this is probably C tier. It's a gun, it works, and it does, and it will at least work well enough to keep you going.
I mean, yeah, I can concede there a little bit. But on the same note, though,
I mean, if we were going on looks alone, I would put it in F tier.
On looks alone, I don't know. That should be staying in D tier.
I mean,
yeah, it would go.
Hey, fuck, bringing it back real quick just to show you lads just how this thing looks. Straight to Brazil. Let's be honest.
Straight to Brazil.
Straight to Brazil. If it were looks alone, yeah, straight to Brazil. This thing doesn't exactly look great. This doesn't look good.
It doesn't look great. It's not bad. It's not bad. But
it's not bad.
Not appealing. It was definitely function over form on that one.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I am looking at pictures of this on my end, and there's somebody that put an extended barrel on it.
Oh. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the
shield
thing.
Your eyes.
Why?
Yeah, it hurts to look at.
Yes, that is actually a 12-inch barrel. Yes, they do exist. So I'd say, if anything, this would probably be C tier in the functions of the game. It doesn't look good, but it
very low.
If at the very least you start with it, it'll work for a while, and it'll definitely carry you through up to round 3 and hold 3. But this thing isn't exactly going to go too terribly far. It'll work, but it's not going to work that well. Well, it'll work a little bit better, but not enough to give it an advantage, I'd say.
Yeah,
so I would say C tier.
Yeah, me personally, I would say D tier, mainly
behind the other pistol.
Yeah, just put it on USP.
I personally would say D tier mainly for the fact that it has those windows on the magazine, and I know for a fact that thing is
gonna fucking
gets dirty as fuck.
Yeah, for sure. But I'd say at the very least, in terms of its functionality, which we're mostly looking at, but aesthetics does kind of put a bit of a role into it. C tier at best. Are we gonna put it a little lower into D tier?
Honestly,
well,
I mean, I will admit it don't look good, you know. Like it's just
it don't.
I mean, a lot of pistols don't look good.
Well, no, they don't look good, but
it's not about looks though. It's about does it work.
Well, okay, every one of these guns work, and this does work well in terms of armor piercing. But at some point, it's like, God damn it, these are so goddamn similar. We have to look at like the history and its looks. Does it look good? Is it gonna look good with you using it? You know, what's the history behind it? It's like, at some point, it's like, you're gonna have to look into the history a small bit. You're gonna have to look into how good it looks and everything. It's like, small thing here and there can teeter it just a little bit. Might be enough to put it in a different tier, but not enough to really give it too much an advantage. Some of these are just gonna be too similar sometimes, but...
So it's a low C tier.
Yeah, definitely low C tier, maybe high D tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, moving on, we have the great, I believe it was John Moses Browning that went and got this, the Browning High Power 9mm. I don't think there is too much. Classic. I don't think there's too much that needs to be said.
I'm not gonna let my bias get a hold of me here, but there's part of me saying, "Fuck it, S tier."
I mean, I feel that.
I make jokes.
But if it has the word Browning in it, it's automatically S tier.
I mean, I feel
let's be honest with ourselves. Come on.
Our Lord and Savior John Moses Browning.
Seriously.
Our Lord and Savior John Moses Browning.
Indeed.
He probably offended over half the world with that.
Probably, but okay, hear me out. The Browning High Power is honestly pretty interesting. I will say, John Moses Browning, absolutely fucking ahead of his time, though not as much as Hugo Schmeiser, but that's beyond the point.
That's a different
sort of thing, and we will get into that later, which sadly one actually does hurt me pretty badly. Anyways, Browning High Power 9x19 absolutely got top marks in sight picture and reload rating. It was absolutely fun to work with. Has a 13+1 capacity, and reload speeds are about a 0.1 second off. So it took me about 1.5 seconds to reload this thing. Most of these are going to be super quick most of the time. Anything that's different will be said. But backdrop slide release, nice reload time, sight picture, and reload rating is fantastic. 13+1 capacity. This thing, I would probably say, might almost get to B tier, I'm going to be honest. Like, this is pretty good. This is a pretty good pistol to end up getting on a run. I'm willing to say, like, this might almost reach B tier. It is, like, having a 14+1 capacity in a 9mm.
Especially back in the day.
Oh, for sure. Dear God, back in the
time.
day. So,
for its time.
Yeah.
For its time. Good God, it was S tier.
Oh, for its time, it was S tier.
But comparing it to every single other gun that we have on this list, it would have to be, I would say, at the highest B tier.
Yeah, at the highest it would be
B tier.
Yeah, at the highest it'd be B tier. And
high B.
High B for sure. Fuck. I'm willing to say, like, for something like this, it would definitely be somewhere close enough to B and B tier. Like, this thing is honestly almost kind of legendary with just how simple but fantastic this thing was. It was made back in 1935, and I don't think there was anything in terms of like pop culture this thing was used in. I mean, everyone just knows the Browning High Power. It's just a thing that, dear God, there's a lot of fucking countries using this. From fucking Argentina to Zimbabwe, there's a lot of fucking countries here. Holy Jesus. I mean, that should at least tell you just how much
like I said, our Lord and Savior, John Moses Browning.
That is, in fact, very true. Sorry my internet is not doing so good, but oh well. Yeah, that's definitely fair.
That's right. Oh, we have our first B tier.
For sure, I think this thing is B tier. This thing is kind of legendary to like a lot of people, so I'm willing to put it B tier. It's not too much an advantage, but this thing is just legendary in its own right. I think that deserves a little extra marks.
Like it functions well.
It functions great. It definitely is pretty good. It is honestly fun to run with. But I think just because of its legend, it does deserve a few extra marks to put it a little above. Just a little bit.
Oh, like we're saying, like from functionality wise, it's a B tier.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, if we're comparing like older fashioned guns, if we were just comparing the old fashioned like World War I, World War II, and before guns, oh yeah, this thing would be an S tier. Remember, we got more modern firearms in this.
Oh, absolutely. We're covering several different firearms here. Yeah. So next up is
the one I've been waiting to shit on.
Yes, the one I'm kind of sad to say that I have to shit on it quite a bit. In fact, the C93.
Bad to say, no, it's a guarantee. The C93.
Yeah,
I thought we were doing the Nambu number 4.
No. The Nambu. Oh god, the Nambu's like. I mean, we're doing this alphabetically, by the way. The Nambu. I don't know if we even have the Nambu somewhere. Do we?
It's here. It's right next to the C94, like in your pictures.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's that fucking T-bone looking motherfucker.
What, this guy?
I
don't think you mean this
next to the C94.
There's multiple T-bones.
Exactly.
Okay, top row.
Yeah.
Furthest to the left.
So this is C93. This is C96. And
I've seen it. Oh. I've been shitting on that.
Are you?
Am I blind?
Are you blind?
Yes. I think
are you blind? You dare insult! You dare insult the C96!
Not
it
the C96.
How dare you?
Nambu, okay?
You filthy casual!
Shoot, sue me.
Okay, we're looking at this gun, boys. The C93 Borchardt.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
Let's. We're doing.
I'm sorry. I couldn't see the fucking fat ass set of balls at the other end because the picture that I had to look at from your little tiny point there, it looked like the fucking Nambu number 4.
I am sorry that these pictures do not look good. I did the best. I did the best I could with what I had. It doesn't look great, but it at least works. Anyways, we're talking about the C93 Borchardt, and I have to show on this pretty badly, which kind of makes me sad. I ran with this, and
it's a sad day because
it is sadly a very sad day because I did run with it. It was.
I love the look of it.
Okay, I will say. To me, it looks fucking stupid, but it does work, and I do kind of love it. Definitely a lot of similarities. I mean, same here, don't get me wrong. I love the fact that it looks so fucking dumb with that giant ball sack on it. But I do like how it looks. I am not shitting on it for that. I'm shitting on it because of its sight picture being so fucked. And it hurts me to say that.
If we're talking about sight pictures, what's a sight picture?
Yeah, the sight.
You don't aim down the sights of that thing. You just kind of point it in the vague direction and hope to guide your head.
That's honestly the best you can do with it, because the sight picture does not work well. I have tried my absolute best to try and run with it. It does not fucking work. I honestly am willing to actually put it at almost a 1 out of 5 in sight picture. It is not at all good, which honestly sucks. Because I don't want to show on this too badly, but this, like, okay.
Be honest.
The only reason why it's a 2 out of 5 is because the sight picture does look good. That doesn't mean it functions good. It looks good. It doesn't function good. It's the only reason why it's 2 out of 5. But it's shit. It's absolutely horrible, and I fucking hate that it is that way. It's an 8+1, fantastic in reload, pretty much the same reload as well, but its sight picture is what really, really hurt to put it down so goddamn low. And I'd be almost willing to say, because of its sight picture being so fucked, it might almost reach F tier.
Yeah, I mean, if it's usable, I would put it in D tier.
I'm willing to put it in D tier. Like,
chances are, if I have to use that thing, it's probably well in close quarters where I don't even have to use the sight.
That is indeed fair.
So it's definitely serviceable. It's just the sight sucks.
Yeah, the sight is honestly terrible, and it does at least work. It is also in 765 by 25 Borchardt, which is good. Don't get me wrong. Not exactly anything special in terms of its penetrating power, but it is pretty good, thankfully. So I would say, if anything, it'd probably be D tier for sure. It's thankfully only the sights are absolutely terrible. So now we get into the absolute god that is the C96 Mauser. And dear God, who doesn't know this gun?
We don't even have to review this one. It's already S tier.
Oh yeah, we're talking about the Red 9.
We are talking about the big boy.
That shit's fucking S tier. Put it in S tier.
Mind you, also
my broom handle.
Yes, the
Good shit
fucking
right there.
broom handle.
You could turn that thing into a fucking pocket pistol, my guy.
Seriously, this
Put
thing
that
is
shit in fucking S tier.
this thing is honestly just
I will
fantastic.
say. See, here's the thing: is that we are basing this off bias. Now, the earlier versions of it, it wasn't always because there are some that are that you can actually put a magazine in. There are some that you actually have to use a stripper clip for.
And watch your thumb. It will bite.
Depending on which version that you have, will basically depend on whether it's S or A tier.
Yeah, that's why I'm willing to say
not to mention that the C96 there are variations that do go full auto.
Yes.
So it is
variations that do
machine.
full auto,
Yes.
variations that have like proper fucking like long
Yes.
barrels, and you can use the fucking
yes,
holster stock
And
and
it- you-
basically make it into a fucking carbine.
yes.
exactly.
No, I will say this is the classic Mauser. There is actually two other variants that I did actually put into separate places, which is the auto version, which is actually quite simply the actual mag-fed auto version, which actually does have several different types of magazines. But also, there's the Mauser Soul Carbine, which is slightly cursed, but it does look good. Don't get me wrong, it fucking looks great.
It's cursed as fuck.
It's cursed
But I love
as
it.
fuck, but it looks damn good and functions essentially the same way, but it does have its extra Thompson foregrip and also a stock, which extremely helps with accuracy, enough to make it an SMG. I'm willing
Yes,
to die on that
but-
hill.
Yes.
But this is the
we're
classic.
not there now.
Yeah, this is the classic,
classic.
Mauser. So
And I will say, between the really good versions of it and the kind of shitty versions of it, let's split the difference, put it in it.
I would definitely say this is definitely deserves to be an A tier. To go over everything real quick, it has an internal magazine and is also in 7.63 with 25 Mauser, which does actually give it some penetrating power, which is good. It goes through tier 1 armor, has an internal magazine, 10 rounds each. Sight picture is absolute god tier. I don't know what it is about into and just after World War II. The Russian and German sights in those times are fucking beautiful. They are so good. Oh, I love them.
Back up, Connor.
What?
Back up for a second. This thing was World War One.
That is true. Even still, well,
Yeah, like
it's
this thing was outdated in World War One. Let's be fair.
that's fair, but even still, it's around like especially World War II and just after World War II. The sight pictures on some of these guns were fucking incredible. I just absolutely love them. So reload does take some time.
Really good at making guns because of fucking World War One.
Yeah, but even still, the sight pictures were super great, even around back then too. Some of these guys have really great sight pictures, and I'd almost put them a little above, but I'm not because bias would fuck that up pretty badly. And some do have higher ones, mostly because they're kind of cheating. But one thing I will say about the C96, the broom handle, is, I mean, everyone knows, first off, this is the blaster
The Red
pistol.
9.
Yeah, the Red 9 also. But this is also the blaster pistol used by Han Solo. Anyone that didn't know that, you need to fucking... You need to just
Fucking
research
watch
my
the
guy.
original trilogy, you fucking uncultured swine.
Seriously, like, at this point, like, anyone that knows anything about guns, you should know this. And if you don't, have a watch of that again, because trust me, it is actually the Mauser. I don't know exactly which one, but
It's
it is
just
the
got a
Mauser.
few
I promise.
gubbins on it.
I think actually my brother has one, if I'm not mistaken. He has a little BB version of it, which is pretty cool. Also, the Mauser does have a slide lock. Not every one of these guns that has an internal magazine has a slide lock. The Mauser does, which does make it a little bit better. So you actually can reload with stripper clips, like you should. And the reload speed with stripper clips, about 2.8, almost 3 seconds. But it's not terrible to do. And thankfully, you can also just rack the slide and just send it away. Well, actually, no, I think you can also...
Unless you get your thumb caught in the basically if you get bit by it, then it's like that is a bitch.
This is a little bit of a bitch. But hey, even still, it does a slide lock and also a slide release, which is pretty nice. So I'd say, if anything, this thing is honestly completely and utterly iconic. And it is still pretty good to roll with. I have to admit, you feel pretty powerful with it, and it is actually pretty good. I'd be willing to say, because of its iconic ways, it should at least be A tier 2.
A tier. End of story.
Moving on, we have something so this is a little bit of a different one. The Cobb Pistol, which, let me pull it up really quickly. So let me show you the full picture of it, because sadly these pictures are not great. This is the Cobb Pistol. This thing is
fucking
weird.
Derringer.
No, I promise you, it's not a Derringer. We'll deal with those at a later time. This is not a Derringer. This is an actual semi-auto pistol. This thing is weird, though, and it honestly looks a little strange. This is during the 105 update.
A little.
A little bit. This is actually pretty cool. This thing is weird, though, and it honestly looks a little strange. This is during the 105 update, which is pretty nice. So I would definitely say this is a little bit of a different one. The Cobb Pistol. This thing is weird, though, and it honestly looks a little strange. This is during the 105 update, which is pretty nice. A little.
I swear to God, is that a tube fed pistol or is that a double barrel on it?
It's not a double barrel, I promise you. I don't know what the fuck sort of weird shit
is
about this. So let me go ahead.
What the fuck is that? Is that to fucking push this fucking the rail back, the fucking slide back?
So
is that where the spring is?
So.
Oh god, this thing is disgusting.
Yeah, so actually, we don't really have anything in terms of like a Wikipedia article, but apparently Ian from Forgotten Weapons actually had a video titled "Odd Iver Johnson Prototypes." So that's interesting to say the least. And let's see, yeah, this is a prototype pistol patented by Lyman H. Cobb. Basic blowback similar to the FNM 1900 in caliber and configuration. So this thing is a 32 ACP with an 8+1, but has the little itty bitty tiny charging handle in the rear, as you can see right here. So this thing is kind of weird.
That's a charging handle?
That right there is the charging handle. Yes.
It looks like a Nerf gun.
It really does.
It does.
And
it's also screw built.
Jolt.
Not only that, it's also screw built.
It's a fucking Nerf jolt.
It looks like something I'd shoot my cousin with.
I feel that.
Painted orange, it just might be. Fuck.
So, real quick, we don't have too much in the ways of 38 or 32 ACP.
Shitting on this thing unceremoniously.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry, it looks like a fucking Nerf gun.
Yeah,
it's a fucking Nerf jolt. Fuck off.
Yeah, this thing is honestly not exactly seriously remarkable, and it's also in 32 ACP.
Please tell me, for the love of God, that there's a magazine in that, and that is not a tube-fed pistol.
It is actually mag-fed. It has an 8+1 capacity, thankfully. The sight picture is really, really small. I actually remember rolling with this. The sight picture is very small, but it still is pretty good, and it actually is pretty on target. So that was able to get at least a 4 out of 5. Reload rating was easily clear. Because of the charging handle not having slide release, the reload speed did kind of suffer a little bit from it, in that it was about a second or so just to show the mag in, but I actually had to pull it back, which did kind of cause a little bit of an issue with reload, but not terrible enough to cause it a bit of an issue. Yes! That's exactly what that is.
I see no difference.
I see no difference. Oh my fucking god. That is exactly what that is.
There is none. It's like,
oh my goodness.
That tube on the bottom is not, it's where you store the extra foam dart.
Anyways, so oh fuck me. All right, moving on. So this is the Cobb Pistol. This thing is honestly not great. It looks weird. It's not great, and it is in 32 ACP.
Looks weird, Connor. It looks like a fucking Nerf gun. It looks like you're trying to shoot someone with it. You're kind of looking more annoyed, if anything. Like less like, oh, you shot me, and we're like, what the fuck did you just shoot me with? A goddamn parrot? The fuck is that?
Barely even the fucking, like, you literally fucking shoot peas at someone as well. It's in 32 ACP, my guy. This thing is so
oh god.
So there
literally pea shooter.
Stick that bitch in fucking F tier. I would rather carry a high point.
Okay.
I would rather carry a high point. Looks better than that piece of shit.
Oh lord.
Like in terms of looks, the caliber, it's not good. It's not good at all, man.
And a high point actually looks like a Nerf gun.
It's blocky as fuck, I know.
Oh my god.
We have a high point in here. We have a high point in got pistols too, so
yeah, we do actually have a high point, but we don't have it in the list just yet. I'm only doing 105. I'll do an update on 110 at some point, but right now I'm not doing that. So are we putting this in F tier?
God, I'll have a stroke.
I mean, the only other fucking 32 ACP that comes to mind that would be willing to be put in F tier, but actually would be put in D tier, is the Jetfire. This thing is also in 32 ACP and is a tiny little fucker. At least I think it is. Let me make sure of that.
We'll deal with that when we get there. We'll deal with it when we get there.
We will, in fact.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. We'll burn that bridge when we get there.
We'll burn that bridge when we get there. I love that. Yeah, no. Oh, no, excuse me. That's the 25 ACP. But even still, something like that would still reach D tier because this thing looks so fucking weird. And the Jetfire actually looks good, even if it isn't 25 ACP.
No. It doesn't look weird. It looks gross. Like, it looks like it has cancer. Like it's going through chemo. But, like, terribly.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
All right, we're putting the fucking Cobb at F tier of all places. I'm surprised. I'm actually kind of surprised by that, honestly.
It is bottom of F tier. It's bottom of F tier. How are you surprised by that? How the fuck are you surprised by that? Look at that thing. It looks fucking sick.
It looks like it would be more effective to beat people to death with it than actually shoot them.
I mean, fuck. Okay,
real
quick.
You have a better chance of killing someone by throwing it at them.
So, real quick, I have to ask the question. Would you guys roll with the Cobb Pistol in 32 ACP or the Jetfire 950 in 25 ACP?
So I'm either throwing something at someone or I'm throwing something at someone. Where's the difference? I see no difference.
That's fair. All right, let's move
25 ACP, I might as well shit at them. After Taco Bell, that might do something.
You could literally fucking go full ape and you could literally go full ape and just throw shit. I can literally
throw my shit.
It will actually do more damage because of the psychological factor.
Like, yeah, they're not gonna die from the bullet. They're gonna die of laughter if you pull that thing out.
Yeah. I'm not even sure they'll actually fucking die of laughter. They'll just look at you like, is that really all you had, man? They'll feel sorry for you. Anyways, they'll
feel sorry for you. Just let you walk off.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and stop that bullshit.
Let's hit that one when we come to it.
Yes, yeah. We'll deal with the Jetfire later. Let's talk about something that might actually get to S tier just because of the caliber itself. This is the Cyber Pistol. So I don't know if this actually just spawned a take and hold or not, but even still, there are some 10mm DSMs out there. The Cyber Pistol is, simply
10mm.
Yeah, so it is a 10mm, but this is actually a very powerful 10mm. This thing is fucking ridiculous.
10mm is powerful.
Okay, there's the difference between 10mm auto, which is much hotter than your 9mm. 10mm DSM is not actually a legitimate
I've been looking
cartridge.
at that the entire time, and I thought that thing was a fucking toy.
It is, but it actually kills.
It looks like a toy gun.
Pull up the picture so I can actually look at this thing.
Pull the full picture.
Yeah, here. Let me... Because this thing is just... This thing is honestly powerful. I'm willing to admit. The 10mm DSM, we're dealing with sluggers, by the way. This is the Cyber Pistol. So... this thing honestly looks like a toy.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
What is that, Private?
I will admit that is absolutely the case. But 10mm.
Someone play the theme for Cyberpunk. I'm looking at this thing. Goddamn.
I will say though, this gun and its caliber literally does actually make you just go.
Well, yeah, it's 10mm. I understand 10mm is a lot hotter than most pistol cartridges.
Oh no,
most.
Shut
the fuck up.
No,
shut the fuck up, AE fan.
10mm DSM is an extremely powerful cartridge, and I will actually show you guys real quick what I'm looking at. So this is 10mm auto. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I knew it was made for one of our fucking.
Yeah.
Our fucking intelligence agencies.
Yeah. So obviously, it goes from level 1. So real quick, it goes from level 1 to 4. As well as also how powerful it is to make someone just go kaboom, basically make it explode. We're dealing most often full metal jacket. Pretty good. And it at least goes through level 1 armor. That's 10mm auto. 10mm DSM is all the fuck way down here. This is 10mm DSM. This bitch will rip through just about fucking anybody. Hell, it goes through even the toughest armor. Level 4 is the highest you can get to, and that's via the Gladiator.
Well, I'm fucked.
Yes, this thing is fucking dead.
Yeah, I'm fucked.
Pray to God you are not in the line of sight of this thing, or it will rip through 3 different people and then tear through your level 3 armor. Or your shield, doesn't matter which. This thing is
cover,
deadly.
Fuck you, and fuck the 10 guys behind you.
Exactly. That is what 10mm DSM does. That's why I'm willing to say the Cyber Pistol would very likely, just from the caliber alone, reach S tier.
From the caliber alone, S tier, but from the looks, I'm sorry, that shit looks like something from Cyberpunk.
I'm willing to say at the very
These
least,
are bad, but it
I
looks
could
too much like a
definitely-
fucking toy.
Yeah, I could definitely use it. It looks odd, but I'm not gonna let that take away from the fact that it is a very good pistol, even if it is just in game. So I'm gonna put my bias on how it looks aside, and I would say put it in A or S.
Closer to the A. Unfortunately, yeah, I gotta move the.
the caliber
I
alone
feel
makes it
so
top
bad
A
for-
tier for sure. It almost reaches S tier. Don't get me wrong.
It's
the-
look.
the
It's what
Mauser-
detracts it.
yeah, it does kind of detract it from S tier probably, but we'll look at it later and see if maybe the caliber alone does bring it to S tier. But something that's probably not going to make it to S tier, let's be honest, is the CZ75 Shadow. This is the CZ75 Shadow. Pretty simple, nice little
So
pistol.
another fucking like bad guy's gun number 12.
Essentially. It's a simple 9mm pistol, 17+1 capacity.
It's fucking bad guy's goon. This belongs to fucking goon number 2. Okay.
Yeah. This is Goon Force pistol right here.
Like, I swear to God.
Looking at it right now, the slide looks really small.
yeah,
Like
slide
it's
looks kinda small
like it
there,
goes
like-
down into the body of the. It goes down into the body of the gun.
Yeah.
And so it feels like I feel like if you were actually trying to grip it, like in a quick situation, it would be kind of hard.
End up grabbing most of the
Like
fucking body.
especially if you're not
Fucking-
used to it.
yeah.
So
But
not to
thankfully,
mention that the body of the gun itself overlaps, and so there's that lip right there I can see.
oh yeah, for sure.
And so you may accidentally grab that and try pulling that back, and like, what the fuck? Why is it not working? Oh, I'm grabbing the wrong part of it.
And then
Pull it back.
all of a sudden, well, I'm now perforated.
Yep.
Yeah. Now.
So real quick, going through a little bit of
Oh dear, I seem to have perforated.
Oh, good. Oh, great heavens, I seem to have been perforated.
Oh great heavens! Oh dear!
Oh, great heavens, I appear to be ventilated.
Yep.
Oh,
Free
goodness.
ventilation. I won't lie, like, it's your basic 9mm, how much is a hole?
Yeah. So real quick, going through basics and everything and all, it was actually made by it's actually made by the Czechs. Oddly enough, it's made by the Czech Republic in 1975 of all places, as part of the Wonder Nines.
Oh, the 70s.
Yeah, fucking 70s, man.
70s were pistol, okay.
Yeah, 70s pistol style. This thing is as
Still look like shit.
I mean, it does have a good capacity, which definitely would put it up higher in C tier, but even still, it's like still 9mm.
What's this capacity?
At 17+1.
Okay, so that's actually really good.
Yeah,
So that would be a higher C tier.
yeah. That's like
Yes.
I said, it would definitely be more higher C tier compared to
Maybe
the others.
pushing B tier?
Maybe, but
pushing B tier.
maybe pushing into B
Like
tier, but
C plus.
yeah, definitely a C plus for sure. And some like the Glocks in some cases will also get to about, I think, relatively C
Glocks,
tier.
I'm sorry, Glocks are fucking, no offense to Glock fans, but y'all fuckers need to stop fawning
Whinging.
over the same box.
Yeah, it's
all
literally
right,
small.
all right.
We will deal with
Hang
that at
on.
a later time.
Take a step back real quick.
It's like, I'm sorry, the thing is, it's square on top.
Listen, there's no other gun that I feel comfortable shooting sideways than a Glock. Okay, I'm just saying.
I mean, that's fair, but
Keep in mind that Lux over here is one of the whitest people I know,
yes.
and that includes Afro.
Yeah. Hell, it also includes me.
Well, you're Scots-Irish, that doesn't fucking count.
Fuck off.
See, no,
Anyways,
you're that fucking, like, European breed of white. I mean, like, Lux over here is
I'm
like
a European mutt. What are
American.
you talking about? I am a European mutt, but I am definitely American. Trust
Yeah, I was
me.
gonna say, again, American white versus European white.
Yeah.
There is a difference.
yes, there is in fact very much difference. So, getting back onto the 32 ACP,
Oh, 30,
So-
we're back to 32.
back to 32
yeah.
again. We have
Back
Something-
to pissing at people.
yes, and we are dealing with the Deaglov.
The what?
Oh, what?
Sorry, I think I just had a stroke. What did you say?
The Deaglov.
I'm sorry. Did you just say? Oh my God!
What the fuck?
What the fuck is that? No! No! No, they neutered my Deagle! They neutered my Deagle! No! Fucking F tier right now!
Make a new one! Make a new one!
Any information on it. F tier right fucking now.
They took the worst qualities of a Deagle and a
This video is no longer work friendly. Fuck that gun. Put it in F tier.
No, make a new tier below F tier.
All right. Here, hang on.
Oh yeah, make it.
Go,
oh my god, make it.
We'll go below F tier here. We'll just simply make it easy. Add row below. There we go.
Cursed trash.
Yeah.
No,
make it like fucking like.
Sorry.
Blue.
There we go.
Make it like. Yeah, make it like blue or pink or something.
And then like change the color. Change
the color. Here, you know what? Fuck it. We'll do this. Make it black. Cursed. Doesn't exactly look good, but you know what? At least works.
There you go.
Oh god.
Can't see it. Can't see the letter.
You can't even see it. It is cursed.
Nope.
Here, you know what? Fuck it. We'll go ahead and do this here. It is cursed. At the very least, people can see it now. It is simply just cursed. It is just, it should not exist. Thankfully, doesn't.
Was disgusting.
I'll show real quick. Real quick, I'll show the stats real quick here. It is actually surprisingly good in terms of sight fishing reload rating.
Oh god.
But well, also it is also 14+1. But
no,
this thing is still cursed.
It doesn't matter.
Of course it's 14+1. The fucking rounds are microscopic. What?
I would have better luck chewing up a piece of paper and firing out a fucking straw. I might better. Fuck.
Anyway, so getting past that,
moving on. Next gun, please.
Getting past that, we have the great, the venerable, the powerful.
There's an Eagle. .50.
We have the Desert Eagle 50 cal.
Deagle 50A.
Yes.
The 50 Deagle 50A.
This thing is honestly
there
incredible.
Actually, that's my bleach here.
Yeah. This is the Desert Eagle 50A, mind you. I'm looking at specifically, but this is covering all of them. Granted, not really looking into any of the new ones, but that's only because I don't know of any of the new ones. Anyways, the original is the Desert Eagle.
These engravings.
Yeah. So
provide no tactical advantage whatsoever.
Yeah. So we're looking at this one specifically. This is the 50A.
Wrong character.
This is the Desert Eagle 50AE. We are also looking at we're looking at the Desert Eagles collectively, not just the 50AE style. So there's 357 Magnum version, the 44 Magnum version, and the 50AE version, which all have 9, 8, and 7+1 capacities, all respectively. They all have good sight pictures, all have a very nice reload rating. It is very quick to reload them, thankfully. Looking at everything right now, I think the 50AE version is actually the only one, and still is now, thankfully, the only one that actually does have a top and bottom rail. I think
so. You could put a sight on it if you wanted to.
You could put a sight and a laser on it if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So
a sight, or you could be the jackass who puts a fucking M203 on the bottom of it.
If you
I'm gonna be honest, good luck putting a sight on there that's not gonna break when you fire that thing.
Yeah.
That is fair. That is honestly fair.
So,
but again, you could be that jackass who decides to put a fucking M203 underbarrel on the fucking Deagle.
So
yeah.
How does it work in the game? Like, how effective is it?
It's 50AE.
It's 50AE, so it very much will actually work just as you think it will. But I will actually look at it anyways because I feel like
the only issue I have with the standard 50AE, and specifically, it's not with the gun itself; it's with the magazines. I understand bigger bullet, less space in the magazine, you know, all that shenanigans. Just personally, honestly, and again, personal opinion here, no real way in with the rating. You can only fire time, or you have to 7 if you get a fucking, you have to reload partial if you do a full reload. Which you know, again, sure, that's 7 problems removed, just fucking sent to fucking Narnia, okay? But
I mean that bullet's gonna go through whatever you're shooting, so it could be more than 7 problems that get removed.
It could be 7 problems that get sent to Narnia, yes. But the likelihood of that happening, I wouldn't rely on it. personally.
Yeah. So,
But still, it is very much I point this at you. You are going somewhere else. I don't care where. Maybe Brazil.
If you pull this thing out, it's definitely a statement.
It's very much
you're making a
exclamation.
Listen,
It's an exclamation.
It is a promise.
your life.
It is a demand.
Like
your life is now forfeit.
I would
decide what you do.
rather have my wrist broken than have you be alive. That's what you're saying.
Yes,
right
I'd rather break my wrist than you.
Yes, and that does bring up a problem with the
50 AE.
The 50, yes, with the 50 AE, because the pistol in real life is yes. So the pistol in real life, I haven't actually fired one, but from all the stories that I've heard, it's definitely a pistol that you bring out like on special occasions. It's not one that you would ever carry. It's not one that you'd really even use for home defense. It's definitely
it's a status symbol.
Hey, I have this really it's like you bring it out on special occasions, like to whatever.
It's like me with my 338 Lapua. You know?
Yeah,
it is.
It's like me when I had my 44 Magnum, except I was crazy enough to actually daily carry that thing.
Jesus H. Christ.
Fucking 7-inch bull barrel, baby.
Damn straight.
Fuck yeah. Am I American or what?
Seriously.
I mean, okay, Lux, to be fair, I've been looking at getting a revolver chamber 570.
45-70? Oh, same.
Yeah.
I shit you not, that's going to be my new daily carry when I get back.
Same!
You thought 44 Magnum with a 7-inch bull barrel on it was insane? Yeah, 45-70 is
goodbye, motherfucker!
Yeah, that's like a 15-pound revolver right there alone.
Oh,
and
God.
Carry that thing on a sling.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Bye-bye, wrists. Anyway,
goodbye,
sorry,
wrists.
Let's get back to the game.
Yes, let's get back. So, real quick, yes. I did actually look.
So, another thing with the... Okay.
So, one thing we'll say, 50 Action Express, it won't exactly do very good with body armor. It'll go through Kevlar. It'll go through Tier 1, which is good.
Yeah.
It won't exactly stop armor plates. Well, armor plates will stop it. It won't go through it, sadly.
It'll stop on armor plates, but honestly, if you're firing a bullet that big, that fast, you're not really looking for penetration. You're looking for the impact force that happens when it hits something.
And it very well impacts pretty hard.
It's not just the impact force. Well, you have so with the 50 AE, not going past level 2. It's a really big round, and it's going.
Mach Jesus.
Not as fast. Yeah. Well, it is. It is going at the speed of Mach fuck, but it's not going fast enough for that 50 cal round to actually penetrate. It's like taking like 5.7. 5.7 is an extremely small round, but it also goes really fucking fast. It's able to penetrate. Whereas 50 AE, it doesn't go as fast, but it's definitely a big ass round. Like you're gonna get a couple broken ribs from it.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna fucking feel that.
Same thing with 44 Magnum. Will not. Yeah. You're gonna feel in the morning. You're not gonna be dead, but you'll definitely feel it in the morning. You'll wish you were. So it's a matter of speed and size.
Yeah,
it will not go fast enough to actually penetrate.
Yeah, it won't go through actual armor plates, but at the very least, it will definitely punch them hard enough to send them onto the ground.
Especially if it is a lead, like a full metal jacket, like it's a lead round with a metal jacket on it. It's not. It'll squash.
Yeah,
it'll squash against the armor.
It will slam.
Yes,
it's gonna fucking hurt.
Losing all energy. Like it'll definitely crack the armor, and you're fucked. Like 4 plates, it is because you have to look at level 4 plates. Like me, I use level 4 plates. Level 4 plates are designed to be able to stop one round of 30-06, like armor piercing 30-06.
Yeah, that's for anyone that doesn't know. That's a 30-06 green round. Tip. 1 round, and that bitch will be stopped. Anything more, and you're fucking dead.
Now, of course, that's what it's designed for. Me, I have not been shot, thank God, by a 30-06 green tip.
Yeah.
So I cannot personally attest to it, but the research that I've done on level good for up to 30-06 with a green tip. So, yeah, 50 AU will definitely crack it, and it'll definitely weaken it, but it's not going to get through there the first round.
Yeah,
the next 2 or 3.
Yeah, it's gonna take quite a bit to try and get through.
That's a different story.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
putting that through into the game, it will go through level 1. It'll go through tier 1, but it will stop at tier 2. But it will slam hard enough to actually cause, enough damage to have it be on the ground so you can just fucking execution style someone. I would say that by itself there definitely would reach B tier, maybe A.
High B.
High B, for sure.
Yeah.
Lux, anything?
Because again, that's 50 Action Express.
Me,
Sure, it's enough to put someone on the fucking put someone in the dirt, but recoil is an issue with that as well.
me
Because
personally,
I'm sorry, that shit's gonna fucking try and leap up and kiss you in the mouth.
yeah, me personally, I would definitely own one as a fun gun, but never as a self-defense gun.
Yeah,
Never
so-
like.
Unless you plan on beating someone with it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun gun, but it's definitely not a. Also, not to mention, we did overlook this. We didn't talk about this. Desert Eagles chambered in 50 AE do tend to jam from time to time,
Yeah.
more than usual.
Yeah, because they're being thrown back with the might of Zeus.
Yeah.
So I would say, if anything, this would definitely be.
And again, like I mentioned with the recoil bit, they're trying to jump up
So-
and kiss you in the mouth.
Yeah.
Like the number of videos I've seen people shooting Desert Eagles for the first time and catching it square in the mouth.
Gotta be careful with this.
It's like,
Anyways.
ooh, that's lights out.
Well then, that's definitely gonna hurt in the morning. Anyway, so we're putting it high B tier.